You gotta be a good steward of what you got, boo. You gotta make sure you know what you want. Because guess what? In order for you to meet that, it's gonna be anywhere from $55,000 to $60,000 at the end of the year goal. In order for you to meet that, you gotta be willing to push out the product, meaning sales, advertisement, word of mouth. Where can you put these products? Whatever that product is. I used that example for the previous one because I just wanted to throw something out there to show you what it is that you could do in order for you to set up your business. But you have to be a good steward of whatever it is that you choose for your product to be. Maybe you are going to do t-shirts. But understand, if you do a customizable t-shirt, you got to be able to make a profit off of it. Now, there's this little discounting thing I've seen people do where they would discount how they manage to not have to fulfill the fact that the merchant's going to get like almost 50% or 30% of whatever it is that they are selling, and still put a discount. So either you're losing out on cash. I don't get how that works. In order for that discount to actually make a difference that you make sale, I have to figure that out before I can even tell you what that is. But some of you want to use these customizable things. The only reason you're using it is to test to see if there's an interest. Is there an interest? You're going to try your best to figure out where you can find a merchant that's going to help you. This is why we go to the events. This is why we go to certain events for whatever it is that you're desiring. This is why you go to conferences. Some of these conferences are free. Some of these conferences are paid. Guess what? You want to save some money on the side to be able to go to these conferences. Because when you go to these conferences, you won't be able to meet people that may be able to be your merchant sellers for whatever that product is. If you need to transition from the customizable to an actual seller where maybe you're going to change the mix. Maybe you don't like the mix of the what you call it, whatever it is that you're making. Maybe you want to make the mix at home, test it out, and take it to the manufacturer, whether it's for your body butter, your hair mousse, your ice cream, your etc. And you want to get away from having to pay that 30%, because you are going to have to, even if you take it to a merchant, you're going to have to pay something back to that merchant. But you have to understand your stages. You're in a micro stage. You're building. If you're using this phase, you can even have a secure credit card to make sure that the credit from your payments on you buying the SKUs, because when you shift from customizable, that means that load's gonna come out of you. You can use that to build your credit or maintain your credit and keep growing points on that. And do that under what? Your business credit. Now, you can do the business credit or a secure credit, meaning the payment gonna automatically come out every month, so on and so forth. You've already restored your credit. You should be good to be able to do it. You just got to make sure that the payments are coming out. Because one thing that's very detrimental for a business is you got payments, and let's say a unexpected payment hits your account when all your money is accounted for very specific things. That one payment, I saw this happen to a minister. She had to fight for 3 hours to try to sit up there and get that money back. But we kingdom creators, we out here praying. And I'm talking to God. Some people be out here praying other things. Okay. So you need to make sure that you're building it outright so you can have in these micro steps and macro steps that you're building appropriately, that this foundation. Life gonna be lifing. You gonna have an account hit that's gonna happen every once in a while. And you gotta be prepared for that hit. You gotta be mentally prepared for that hit. You gotta be spiritually prepared for that hit. But you also gotta have a risk analysis of what that threat is, that you're gonna put some money aside, that as you start making the money, that you got something to cover to bridge that gap. That's why you keep a nest egg fund in the case of an emergency. So you can dip into that amount, be like, okay, I had a hit this month. Let me make sure that I pay that off from my nest egg fund to cover what it is that needed to be covered. Because now we operate in ownership. And this can be detrimental to my business if things all shut down, especially if you now are no longer in customizable, but you're in, I'm paying for each of these things out my own pocket. So you need to make sure. I ain't even talking about the fact that you got to have, if you're using merchants, you might need to have your own facility or property. Real estate is another topic. But I'm going to see you in the next one.